Alright, this is take 2 because we had one going, but the battery went dead right after it started.
You just cheers to this one, yes.
This is Colleen Black and Jack the Rocket Superstar. We haven't been online for a while. I've been really busy with all kinds of things, so and this is a painting that I just finished, which we are going to talk about in detail, in unison with a lot of things. There's something that I just posted on Facebook that was a letter both out to the press and out to everyone, out to the president. I sent it to just a few press people, not very many people really yet, but I'm going to keep going until I get something done. So I decided I'm going to also read this letter right now along with the second letter, and the second letter is describing a little bit more about the painting that you see behind you. This is sold. I'm sorry to say. I'm happy to say that it's sold, but if anyone was thinking of owning it, I'm really sorry to say that the original is sold, but I will be offering prints, hand-painted prints, and I'm going to get into that as well. So, because I need to get myself back out into the art world, I pulled out of it to get some knowledge. It was really just basically to get some knowledge. There was a lot of opportunity for me to be able to get back into the art world as it was, and I I had some red flags show up that I needed to work out. And now I think I've worked a lot of things out, and so I'd like to share some things that I know, and some things that I think that we should get going as communities. We really don't need anything else. We just need each other. So this is a letter to inspire that in all kinds of ways, whatever ways it does. It's good with me. I'm just here to bark out some news so that you guys can take it and run with it and make beautiful lives around yourselves. That's my main goal. So, and it's so funny just because, well, I'll start reading this letter because if you haven't read it already, because I have posted it on Facebook. This was a letter that I sent out generally. There was another letter that I wrote to the White House, and I didn't have as much detail in it because I had to shorten it to 2,500 words. So anyway, this one says, "Dear whoever, I'm writing to you because I'm on my last leg. I have been studying physics and am working heavily with groups of scientists from all across the globe to come up with solutions for the world's issues. We have them, but no one is listening. I would like to change that. I would like to change that right now. In my personal line of work, I've been working on using the latest discoveries in plasma physics to heal the planet through art." And sorry if I sound a little shaky. I feel a little shaky. I'm just, like, I get really excited. I don't think it's any kind of nervous or anything like that, but I just get really excited because there's just so much to say. Yes. And I don't get to talk very much because I'm stuck, I'm not stuck anywhere, but I stick myself in front of my canvas and in front of class, and I get to talk a lot in class too, so thank God I'm not pouring it all out on you guys. Anyway, I'm going to go on with the letter. Okay. We have one, but no one is listening. I want to change that. In my personal line of work, I have been working on using the latest discoveries in plasma physics to heal the planet through art. And I've had a lot to say about that in the past on what I plan to do, but I need funding to be able to do it. So, or a piece of land. I just need a piece of land. Others among us are working in agriculture to solve the GMO corruption. We have a water to soak seeds in that changes the DNA structure back to its original state through balancing the fields in the memories contained in the RNA strands. Pow! No more GMO. And this is only the tip of the iceberg, trust me. I've sent versions of this letter to the White House and other news outlets as well, as I explained. This will be my third letter to the White House, possibly fourth. I'm sure that I wrote to the Obama administration. I tried to get through to him through an ex-boyfriend who is a high-ranking officer for Homeland Security. Always to be pushed to the corner and then stolen from, not from him, but from various other ways, and then usually left for dead. And this is not literal, but it just felt like I was just, alone and afraid and left for dead because I had this information, but I couldn't get it to anybody. And everybody that seemed like somebody in power just seemed like they either would poo-poo me or shove me aside or whatever the heck. They wouldn't listen. And it's, I understand why now, but it's, heavy stuff. But I am still alive and well, as you can see. It's not that my life has ever been seriously threatened, just my livelihood. I've tried to, and I thank God for that, I've tried all my life to do marvelous things for the world. I really cannot remember a day without thinking of something, whether it was just saying hello to a butterfly or making beautiful bronzes and murals that would lift and inspire everyone to find their deepest and most powerful dreams.
Yes.
The ones that could help everything around them as well. And I'm about to bust open an egg here because this is really, I think, very precedential news that the world should know about. That is crazy that I'm not able to communicate this on a larger news syndicate. Not just me, but all of these scientists that are working with all of this stuff. Okay, I'm looking to continue my work as well as help others, lots of others, in my field. I have a ton of qualifications that seem to be handed applications for janitor positions. And I was telling Jack before when we were doing this previous tape that I don't mean to trash on janitors at all, because I've been a janitor and I honestly loved the job, because there were times when I was just down and out and I would just sing at the top of my lungs inside the toilet room, and it echoes everywhere. So you've got this beautiful voice no matter how you sing. You feel like you've got an opera voice in there. So I had a blast, and it also helps to take away the smell. So it's okay, all jobs are all right. You can make fun with everything. But I like to be an artist, so because I've studied really hard to get to where I am at this artist-scientist combination. So, anyway, I'm thankful for the applications for the janitor. That's just what I'm saying. But where am I? I'm trying to find where I'm at while I'm just blabbering on. So I'm really sorry. Okay, yeah. When they hear I'm looking for a job as an artist, they tell me the janitor. They basically say, "Here's you should get a real job." Mm-hmm. I know down the street they're hiring this or that or the other. Okay, and basically this is just so disturbing, considering the subliminal ramifications of the effects that art has on the human brain. And I'm about to really describe a lot of that. I hope that I can remember what I was telling Jack before, because there were some things that I just started popping off about. But the letter says, I was very happy to hear that President Trump took away the funding for the National Endowment for the Arts. That's odd for an artist to say. Why would I be so happy that somebody would take away funding for arts? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's the cabal of the art world. The art displayed through the government funding all throughout the 60s, 70s, and 80s smelled of death and confusion. I'm just reading this off the teleprompter. Because I can just remember that, and I do not mean to cut on the artist's work that we're doing this at all, because I understand that probably what you were... Oh, Jack the Rocket is ringing. You want to take that over there? I'll keep going.
No.
I was just saying that I don't mean to disregard the artists that had done work that was funded by the National Endowment for the Arts, but a lot of the media You know, and a lot of the news and a lot of the things that were going on, and even some of the sculptures that I know that I was applying for, it just felt like a blanket over what I could really do. You know, like we'll take it this far, but we won't take it any further. You know, like we won't, you can only do this. You can only search out this idea. We don't want you to look into this avenue. We don't want you to inspire people in this way. We only want to exonerate these certain people. And we only want to exonerate them in certain ways. And if you do anything outside the box beyond those realms, no voice for you. You know, so this is what the media, the artists, the theater, everywhere. This has reached every avenue of what our daily lives are punched into.
Yes.
And we want to tell each other that artists should get jobs as janitors. Okay? Not I'm sorry, janitors. But, you know, janitors are artists too. They sure do clean up well. You know, like we've got to be thankful for that. So, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to go on with the letter. So that is why I was an artist who was happy that end of things. I think that we can find all kinds of ways to get funded for all kinds of art on our own. You know, like we don't need people to tell us what to do or where to put our art or how to do it. We need to be able to inspire the rest of the people to make this place beautiful. And I have some amazing things, some amazing news in that realm. Okay, so I'm gonna get on with that. So anyway, and then I went on to talk about how it's fertilizing agent, and I begged for a chance to plant flowers in that, but I never really got the chance. There was like 30 or so applications that I've turned in throughout my entire artistic career to be funded by some government. Sculpture, it was usually an outdoor sculpture, an outdoor mural, an outdoor this, but the only things that I really got involved with were the ones where they were heavily directed. So, you know, like, they were fun, they were great. We actually had some artists on board where we did some neat things, but with this new understanding, I really think that artists can take art to a very, very, very new level. Okay. So I never listened to any of the ones that told me to forget my dreams, and I'm praying that there's still hope. It's no news, it's no new news, that an artist's emotions go into their work. However, it was very new news to me to find out that the very elements we are made of are a construct of our emotional fields, okay? Collapsing into material form. What that means is we're made of emotions. Every single particle. We're made of the stuff we think, the stuff we feel. And it makes sense in all spiritual manner, too. If you look back on all of the spiritual books that are written, it's very understandable, especially with the physics that we're going through. And I'll explain a little bit more. So, okay. Did I say, however, it was very new news to me to find out that the very elements, yeah, okay.
Yes.
While studying to understand what superpositioning is in quantum physics, I came across an idea. Superpositioning is when a particle appears and disappears and reappears, sometimes in multiple locations, with no respect of time or distance. So this particle's here, all of a sudden it's over there, and then all of a sudden it's in Europe, and then all of a sudden it's on the other side of the universe, and then all of a sudden it's in all the places, and then it goes back into where it was, you know, and they could not figure out how these particles could disappear and reappear. So I came up with, and I'm pretty positive that this was a universal thought to a lot of people that had seen that information. But, so I don't think that this was something that I came up with. And I never mean to be somebody that says, oh, I did this or I did that. No, this is with a giant group of scientists, a giant group of people that I've been working with. So this is not mine. Okay. So, yeah. So I came across this idea. Superpositioning is when a particle disappears and reappears, sometimes in multiple locations with no respect to time or distance. I wondered if these little disappearing particles could actually be our thoughts in material form. What? You know? More succinctly, our intentions, our emotions, and our dreams, all swirling around to create the very world we experience on a by-the-moment basis. Therefore, irrespective of time and space. Now, you can only imagine how exciting this would be for an artist to find. If this were true, this would mean so much. This would mean a lot. This would mean, whoa, there's a lot behind art, you know? So, imagine my surprise to find a school that was actually teaching the very essence of how this works. I have been enrolled for 2 years now and have my application in to teach the creative end of creation. So in this new venture, I will be using, in all essence, superconducted emotional field remnants. I'm drooling, man. I'm so excited I'm drooling. Field remnants to paint and sculpt material that surrounds our everyday lives with tools that will help us work through emotions to live very peaceful existences. Even, oh, Jack Rocket, are you okay? I can pause it.
No, it's fine.
Okay, I'll keep reading. Alright. Alright, I lost my place again. Sorry. Okay. I'll just repeat it, I guess. So in this new venture, I will be using in all essence superconducted... Oh, I have to burp too, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Emotional field remnants to paint and sculpt material that surrounds our everyday lives with tools that will help to work through emotions and live very peaceful existences, even healing disease on a mass scale. The side effects are that it helps in the environment around it, helps everything in the environment around it, growing fruits and vegetables to sometimes 3 times their normal size. So, we might have to watch out for that. Plants get really, really happy. Animals get real happy. People get really happy. I recently finished a painting about childhood dreams. Oh. Using this new technology, some very interesting things began to unfold around me. And I'll explain that within the next... I have a shorter letter that I'll read through. These things had been unfolding over the past few years. But somehow, I knew, as I painted, more of the puzzle would unfold. My aim was to paint a painting that just by opening up to the art, or by looking at it, you know, or by taking it in, sometimes you just sit in front of a painting and go, whoa. You know, and when you go, whoa, you know, you're experiencing your life. You're not really experiencing life that you see in that painting, but there's something back in your life that you see. There's a picture that forms in your head. And this is because the art is giving you a piece of you. You know, like it's not... it's a beautiful thing about art. Okay, people... perhaps if people really knew what art does to the mind through film, the pieces that hang on their wall, and the world around them in general, they would make better decisions in the making of art, as well as what they take in. This would allow for no censorship, as the NEA, National Endowment for the Arts, has done such a great job in keeping the beneficial art forms, news, and general truth from all of the public eye. I have been on shows where I felt thrown under the bus just for sharing news, but fully understand that what I was throwing into the mix may have sounded so far out in left field, and this has happened to me so many times, and I do understand, you know, because it does sound so crazy in some ways.
Oh, yeah.
It just does. Yeah, but we've got to get it. I mean, this is who we are. Just for sharing this news. But fully understand that what I was throwing into the mix may have sounded so far out in left field that ignorance becomes bliss, and it becomes much easier to make fun of the person. As you may be aware of, much of what we are learning in the realms of what is true and what is not have been topics of conspiracy theorists that are no longer theories because they've been proven over and over again through whistleblowers online and everywhere. They were heavily laughed at, scoffed upon, and then flushed away with fake news. Overwhelming evidence has shown that inquiring minds should not be buried under egotistic intentions to control the outcomes of everything from simple conversations to what we are experiencing in society today through the fake news. It creates the chaos that we now see. Right now, I'm in school 5 days a week, and I mean to shake my head like, duh, but duh, come on. This is what was so crazy for me all my life. I knew that art was really important. I knew that it made me feel different. I knew that I could use it for different ways of expressing my emotion and different ways to work things out. And it always seemed to carry answers. It was strange the way it would do that. I understand a lot more about that now. But it's pretty amazing what the creative mind. It doesn't have to be an artist, like a visual artist or a theater artist or anything. We all have that creative possibility within us where we're creating something new around us, like whether you decide I'm going to paint that wall red, it's just something that's different and new. It's getting yourself out of the box. It's that thing that nobody in the controlling world would like you to know that you have. And we all have it.
Yes.
So, where was I? So right now I'm in school 5 days a week. On Thursdays, there is a public teaching workshop, broadcast live on YouTube, that is included in the private curriculum that I'm enrolled in. Many of the topics that were covered in this class are the ones talked about within the realms of everything that goes on in society today, that is going on, including, war, the one that's going on right now. There's just so much that we can do. So anyway, in this video there are reports of cancer research, confirmation of plasma technology, and its overwhelming effects on disease. It contains the news of cleaning the waters in Fukushima, as well as the west coast of the U.S., as we are being heavily bombarded with cancer-causing agents from leakage that is continuing to be a gigantic problem. News of the biggest scam and murders of scientists. To cover this information was discussed here as well. The pedophile ring was, of course, the leader of the pack, based in Belgium. And all of this is discussed in that link to the YouTube video called The 166 Knowledge Seekers Workshop, April 6, 2017, from the Kesh Foundation Spaceship Institute, where I go to school, and I'm very proud of it. I have a friend, Angela Power Disney in the UK, and I love to help Angela because she's doing so much to help with bringing down the pedophile ring, who has been heavily involved in exposing pedophile rings. She has done extensive interviews out of her own pocket, and has been threatened several times, as well as having her livelihood under constant question due to strange circumstances. And I don't know if you've heard of her, but she has witnesses that tie to the Vatican. So I always like to try and help Angie because she has some witnesses that just have some incredible stories, as well as a story of her own that's just really incredible. I'll also include this second video of my friend and classmate, Dr. Rodrigo. Dr. Rodrigo is amazing. He's made some incredible advances in plasma technology, and so this was a video about breast cancer, and it's a little bit graphic, so if you have kids around, just not even, it's not that kids can't see that, but it is a picture of breast cancer, and it's, you know, it can be shocking, but it's so beautiful that the woman was so brave to be able to share that to help us in the medical field.
Oh, true story.
So,
yes.
because we've this shows the work in the plasma technology at its finest, because this was a severe case of breast cancer that was almost completely, I mean, it was just the worst. So, yeah, that's a beautiful video. It's KFSSI Universal Science Medical Presentation, March 29th, 2017. Throughout history, artists, scientists, and philosophers and creative thinkers alike have bled and wept and sweat, all beyond all reason, to the point of dying, just trying to get the very information that we, the Keshe Foundation, and many others who've made amazing scientific and spiritual discoveries, are desperately trying to share. So, sorry about the clanking, that window, it's the wind. We're desperately trying to share this information anyway. This is ancient knowledge. You see, we've had our own Trojan horse all along. Everybody keeps talking about this Trojan horse, this hidden intel, and it's all very, very true. You know, like there is a hidden intel that is out there that a lot of us know about, and that you can search a lot of that on the net, you know. It kind of is the net, you know, in different, various ways. But we can also use this right now to our advantage, so let's take advantage while we can, and hopefully for a very long time. Hopefully we can get past a lot of things. So,
This picture right here is an example.
Oh yeah, I gotta get to that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not gonna read like some of this because it's just like some of the. Well, no, maybe I should.
Well, I watched it come alive, you know, just from different directions. And, yeah.
I'll read these quick and then we'll talk about it because I'm almost there. Okay, this is ancient knowledge, and this is the Trojan horse. Biggest question that I have for everyone in the freaking world, really, right now, is, when will we accept this? Do more of us have to die in vain? Or can we finally sit down for a nice cup of tea and work out all of these issues that have answers? I would appreciate a simple acknowledgement, and I was saying this to any of the press because it's really amazing how many things I've written and I don't get any response whatsoever. If you, any acknowledgement that you just read this letter at this point, but would truly like a chance in this world to put this to use. Put to use all the discoveries and knowledge that I know I can personally contribute. I have a large group of like-minded scientists and doctors and just normal, everyday, average Joe people that would be ever so happy to contribute as well. Thanks so much for your time. I believe there are tons of news. There's tons of news here that should override the average news we hear every day, given the circumstances we are in. And then I have some other stuff here. But, you know, like, given the circumstances we're in, I was just, I wrote to one of the news people, I said, you know, I told her, I said, you know, this water, when you drink it, it helps you to become a more peaceful person.
Yes.
I said, if you bathe in it, it's even better, because 80% of our bodies take in what nutrients we need. 80% is taken in through our skin, excuse me. So, if you watch Dr. Rodrigo's video, you'll understand it fully. It's really amazing. But, so if we just dumped water balloons on, you know, it's just a joke. I know maybe it would work. Don't bomb them with bombs. Bomb them with water balloons. Plasma balloons.
Yes.
I think that would be more fun. Okay. Plus everybody would be safe.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be funny? If they just bombed them with water balloons, these big bombers came over there, and then just a big bunch of plasma. It was just like that, zinc plasma, and it really worked. And it could just go pow, and they go, what are we even fighting for? That was funny. They just bombed us with freaking water balloons. You know, what the heck? Wouldn't that be great? Okay, anyway, I was just going off on one of my little tangents. Okay. This is just like, I'll provide a resume and all that stuff. Oh, and there was a Seattle Waterways thing that I didn't get the job for. They picked a Native American, which it's really hard to get a job up here in the Northwest because all the Native Americans have the... Nothing against you guys either. I love your artwork, but I cannot get an art job up here in the Northwest because the NEA has the corner on that, and they only hire certain people. And apparently I'm not a certain person, so I don't get jobs. I had a bunch of things written down on there that I would have loved to share with the Seattle Waterways to help with the water. But this water that they picked, or this artist that they picked is very cool. And so I was thinking that possibly what I could do is just share the intel with him, and then he could use it with his work in the same job. And then I don't care. And I said I would be so happy to share it, but I really need a job that pays something because I need to make a living. And it's a shame that someone like me has to feel so shoved in the garbage heaps. So I really, I'd like to do all this stuff. I'd love to do it for free. But I really do need something that pays me, or some way that I can exist doing this. And I don't care if it's trade. I don't care what it is, but I need that. So that's the end of that one. And then I'll go to the other one, which is the one about the painting, and then Jack Rocket, you can talk away.